Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome back to my space. I am Munoma Kukumanganye and lately nje ngingumahamba yedwa and it's on steroids. Okay, but asikho lapho ke. Thank you so much for the subscriptions, for the likes, for the comments, even in the midst of my inconsistency. Thank you so much guys. I see it, I see you and I appreciate it down. Okay, yesterday so I'm bulk recording, hence I'm going to say yesterday. Yesterday, I was recording a video and it was particularly for one of my sister, not really for her, but about her. And today, I want to speak about the other half, the other sister who I carry also very deeply in my heart. And, I try to show up for her as best and as much as I can. But sometimes, you you can show up for people, but if it's not how they need you to, then it may quickly just dissolve into space and it may look like you're not there for them because you're not showing up for them how they want you to, but also realizing that you're showing up for them in your capacity. None is wrong there. It's just, they want you to show up in a different way and you can manage to show up for them in a different way. And that is what I feel like has caused somewhat of a difficulty. On top of the space and the distance between her and I, we like like right now, you know how relationships improve with age, like mother-daughter relationship, siblings relationship, for some people they improve, right? So for us, I did get to spend like some time with her when she was young. We were very close, and as we were both growing up, she moved, and I think it was the time where we could have strengthened the relationship. We did have like a good and a solid foundationship. We did have like a solid foundation because I was like her big sister, and at some point it was just me and her mom. I was almost like a big sister babysitting kind of vibes. But as she grew and growing into like teenagehood, adolescent, then things started changing. Things, she moved with her mom, and I guess then that's when the detachment in a way formed. And whenever I speak of the things that I feel like my little sisters have inherited from me, or they may have taken from me, my heart breaks for her because I feel like she took the things that I would not have wished she would. She is the one that battles very openly with mental health issues. And sometimes I feel like I'm failing her because I'm unable to show up for her. But having been someone who's struggled a lot with mental health issues, I understand that no one can take you out of that place. Sometimes people can just be there, people can just express their care and their presence for you. But whatever you feel and whatever you go through, whenever you speak to someone about it, it never makes sense. To some people, it may even sound as if you like the attention that the brokenness, brings to you. And this is a statement that I was so against, that if you, yes, we all have days where like we're so sad and, things didn't go our way and we're just saddened by circumstances and stuff like that. But if you're someone who's constantly living in a state of darkness, to hear someone say that you love the attention that the brokenness or the darkness brings or gets you, to me sounds so absurd, because in my mind I'm just like, now going back to myself, I hate it every single day. Like, no matter how much I tried to pick myself up, I'd find myself back again in the pits. And so I would detest whenever I would hear someone saying that I love, or you put like people who live with depression or whatever, hold on to that because they get attention. And in my mind, I'm like, no ways, no ways. Like, do you know how much it hurts to be hurt and to be sad and to be heartbroken for like majority of your day, and you don't even have a single reason as to why? You try to pick yourself up and you're just even too heavy for yourself, and you can only imagine for the next person. Hence now the isolation happens, the separation from people happens, because there's a part of your brain that feels like, I'm burdening people, I'm burdening people. You try to exclude yourself from people. Hence I'm like, you could never tell me that I was begging for attention, because I hated that day. If anything, I would cry every single day at night and be like, I am so over this. I'm so tired of being sad for no reason. I am so tired of feeling things that I don't even understand and don't even, can't even articulate. So I look at her now and I'm just like, there is nothing that you, or there is nothing that I could say to you that could convince you that it's going to get better. You feel, because I know, like, nothing, there's no one that could have told me that it gets better, and I believed them. I just hated the fact that it wasn't better at that point. And me saying it's not better now, it's not that I'm denying that it's going to get better. I'm just fighting that it's not okay now. Like, it hurts now. I know it's going to get better, but now it's not okay. And I feel like she now inherited, that brokenness, that mental, I don't want to say mental instability, but that brokenness. And sometimes I feel like I'm failing her whenever she's going through something and I can't carry the load for her, and she's going through something and I can't, take away her pain. I can't take away the heaviness that she's feeling. And I can see her breaking every single day. And all the times my prayer for her has always been to God, that God, please heal her mind, please heal her heart. Because no matter how much I can assure her that I'm there for her, no matter how much I can assure her and reaffirm her that I love her, whatever she's battling with in her mind, it's so sad that sometimes she may not even understand, she may not even have the language for it, and she will just find situations that are happening that exemplify that, or that just make it make sense. But to find that that's not the root of the problem, that's not even the seed of the problem, it's just something that makes sense for you to attribute it to that. And I see her sometimes going through some things and I'm just like, oh my goodness, and she'd be pointing fingers at people. And I'm like, oh my God, everything now will make sense, that they are the wrong ones. They are wronging you because the mental state that you're in has victimized you so much so that you feel like everyone is out to get you. And my deepest prayer, like always, has remained that God, please heal her heart. Please heal her mind. Please heal her heart. Because it scares me, like when she dips into that dark space. And my little sister, my other sister that I spoke about in the previous video, we often do, have conversations about her, that we want to be there for her, but sometimes it gets even heavier for us, having to show up for someone in a way that you do not know if that's how they need you to show up. And even if you were to ask them, "Muguti, how best do you want me to show up for you?" 9 times out of 10, that knowledge is blank. They do not know how they need the next person to show up for them, but you know that I need you to show up for me, but not in the way that you're showing up for me. And if you had to communicate that, it would sound as if you are refusing being okay, or you are refusing receiving help, and then leads to the sentiments that you enjoy being in that state because of the attention that it gets you. But in reality, you don't even know how to seek for the kind of help that you know that you need. And it may be very tricky when you're sitting and you're like, I know I need help, but I do not know how to express my need for help. Hence, other people end up, self-harming. Disclaimer, sorry, trigger warning. You find some people self-harming, you find other people, ODing on medicine. And you really find that the plan initially is not to off themselves. They just wish someone could pay attention, take enough attention to notice that they're not okay and they need a certain kind of help. But it's very unfortunate that they're not even equipped mentally and emotionally to communicate the kind of help that they need. And I feel like that's the disconnect, that often birth from my little sister and I, where I'm just like, I really want to be there for you. And I know what it's like to need someone to be there for you, but also not knowing how to ask for the kind of help that you know you need. And I'm just like, girl, I wish I could take half of that and go through it, because I've already gone through the darkness, like the depression and anxiety and just always being sad. And I'm just like, I don't wish you would be going through these things, half these things. You don't deserve them. Nobody does. But as a big sister to her, I'm just like, I wish I could carry some of it for you, because seemingly I can't show up for you how you need me to. And understandably, you can't communicate how best you need me. And I understand that it's not that you enjoy being broken, baby girl. This is for you. I know that you don't enjoy being broken. And I know, trust me when I say I know how it feels like to just always be sad, and every little thing is a trigger, and every little thing sends you to the pits, and you find yourself very sad, very miserable. You find no meaning, and you look back, you look around you, you see your age mates being happy, and sometimes others are able to wear the mask better than others. You'd find that they're also going through some things, but they are able to put on that mask, which is not very much advisable. And I commend you to for living in your vulnerability, but I just pray and I hope that that very same vulnerability doesn't swallow you. God forbid something happens to you. I hope that that vulnerability doesn't overweigh you or outweigh you and end up just burying you in the dark pit hole. And in all of that, I just wish that you continue to be in tune and in touch with your emotions. And one day we'll speak on this and we'll sit and we'll just be like, not laughing, but we'll just be like so grateful that you've gotten out of it. And I hope and pray that, as I said, that my prayer and my wish ultimately is to just always become a role model to my little sisters, the ones that come behind me, that anything is possible. If she's living with depression right now, not living, if she often finds herself, you know, deeply sad and depressed and all of that, and she witnessed me being that, I just hope that her seeing me now, it motivates her, it shines a bit of light in her mind to say, I can get out of this, not by offering myself, but ultimately just by prayer, by working on yourself, by seeking therapy when necessary. And I really do advise this to her, that girl, seek the therapy. Like, ooh, I want to see you grow into something very beautiful. And I would be so saddened to see you being defeated by something that I know is defeatable because I defeated it. And this is not to dismiss or disregard the things or the depth of the things that you're going through, because we go through different things. And what caused me to be in the state that I was in is not necessarily the same thing that's causing you to be in that state right now. However, it is in and of the same concept. I lived in that dark spot and I lived in that dark space, and I know that it's possible to come out of it, and I wish that for you with all of my heart. And this was nothing but a prayer to you and a love letter to you, to remind you that you're loved, you cherished, you cared for. And I'm looking forward to seeing you grow. And do not drop yourself the opportunity to be happy every single day, because baby girl, you deserve it. Okay, I wish you all the best, but mostly I wish you healing of your mind and of your heart. And that's where I'd like to end this video. Thank you so much. YouTube culture, don't forget to like, to comment, and to subscribe. Tell your friends to tell their friends that I was doing it again, a video to my sister, a love letter to my younger sister. Love you, girl. From me, I almost said from me and mine's. That's how from me, myself, and I to you and yours. It is good night. I'll see you again in the next video.